It's something you should ask yourself. I'm gonna give my perspective on mental health today. So what I think in mental health, there's kind of two big trees. It's like a tree, you know. They have the mental health and you have the depression and anxiety. Depression is a way that we feel. It's the depression scale. It's how we feel. If you have a zero on depression, it's you feel good. You feel good. It's a feeling of well-being. It's a feeling of comfort, of warmth, of happiness, of fulfillment. If you're a 10 on depression, you're really depressed and you feel bad. We all know what it's like to be really down and you're not good. And we all will have those times. We're a human being, and we'll be like on the 0. We'll have experienced a 10, out of 10 on depression. It's with life. It comes and goes. But there's still practices we can do to lower or higher certain scores, or to even like discover new purposes of ourselves, a new goal, a new passion, a new purpose in our lives. So what depression kind of is like it's the feeling part of your well-being. Anxiety is more in your head. It's more the thoughts. It's the negative thoughts. It's like, you're walking down the street and you see this. You're walking down the street. It's 11 a.m. and there's these two guys running past, and you're thinking, oh, what if they talk to me? What if they stab me? It can be, oh, what is this person thinking about me? It can be insecurities. It can also be just scenarios in your head. You know, you had an argument with someone and now you're anxious about it. You're laying in your bed, you can't sleep, you're thinking scenarios in your head going on. This is what anxiety is. It's not depression. Depression is if you feel bad. It often goes together though. You have high anxiety, you have high depression. So you're depressed, you're very depressed, you feel bad. It's probably coupled with bad thoughts, with negative thoughts. These all arise from negative experience. If you had a very negative experience, let's say you just broke up with your girlfriend, you're gonna feel depressed. You're depressed, probably more than you're anxious. You might be angry, you might be anxious, you might be happy, but you're probably not gonna feel that good physically. Like you won't have the energy. If you're not depressed, like the opposite of depressed, you're motivated, you have energy, let's conquer, let's do this. If you're very depressed, you're gonna feel low energy. You're gonna feel like, no, I don't feel like going. I don't want to go run for a run. I don't want to do this. You're just gonna want to lay in bed, stay there with your thoughts. It's not what you should do. We all know it's not what we should do. It's what we feel like doing if we're depressed, and that's kind of this spiral of the depression where you're like not motivated to get out of it. You're stuck in a rut. You just can't seem to get out of it. That's like a lot of we either know someone or we have experienced it ourselves, but everyone has seen it at some point in their life. So you might wonder, like, yeah, okay, but what really is mental health? I think it's this feeling. It's you have the health of the body and you have the health of the mind. How fulfilled am I? How happy am I? How do I feel? How do I wake up how do I feel when I wake up in the morning? I'm like energized. Let's go. Let's go in the day. Let's hop in the shower and let's go on with my day. Or are you like, another day? Do I have to go to work tomorrow? Like, I have to go to work now. I'm feeling tired. I haven't slept yet. I have slept for like 6 hours, and you'll be more depressed and anxious if that's what your life is structured like. Because there's also a lot of like your structure, your lifestyle also has a lot to do with it. Let's say you have to wake up every morning 7 a.m. You got to sleep at like 12 a.m. but you scroll on your phone for a little bit. So now you're asleep at 1 a.m. You had like 6 hours of sleep. You're not well rested, so your mental isn't really refreshed. You haven't been able to really fully repair the mind and the body. This will also have things to do with it. If you're sick, for example, you'll also feel bad, more depressed, higher anxiety. What are my friends doing right now? I'm sick in this bed. Negative thoughts, negative experiences. And most of the time we don't think about this. Like, you don't really think, how depressed am I, how anxious am I? But we all have days where we're like high anxiety, high depression, low anxiety, low depression. It's kind of like these scores, we can give ourselves each day. I highly recommend you, like, every day, after your day, you sit down and you like kind of like write down a bit. How did I feel today by what I was doing? Maybe I did something bad. How did I feel about that? What can I do better the next day? Did I have any like very anxious thoughts. Like I'll give you an example. Like there was this one time I was having this big argument in my head with someone who didn't exist. I had this whole fight with this person, like physical fight in my kitchen, like for like half an hour. I was fully in there. You know, it was a really like anxious experience. Like I was energized. I wasn't depressed at the time. Like I felt good. Like I felt kind of angry. I was going up. It's all in my head. Like I'm really going at it in my head. That's anxiety, but it isn't depression. So, and then you can also be like you'll think like, oh, I'm not. You can like also feel very bad, just low energy, low motivation, and you'll just not have that much anxiety. Like you'll just be like straight headed. So I will be talking about what we can do to reduce the symptoms of depression and anxiety, because there's a lot we can do. Like it is possible, I know this for a fact, that it's to have low depression and anxiety for your whole life, but you have to be, it's very exceptional that people have like genetic disorders or they're hard traumatized, PTSD, stuff like that, that will prevent you from reaching this. And that's something you can also resolve. You can work it out, you can work out your problems. So yeah, what mental health is, I hope I was able to give you like a better perspective on what it is, what it's like. You should ask yourself. I don't have all the answers, I really don't. So you should like think about, is it a feeling, is it a thought, can I touch mental health? It's probably not. Like it's not something physical, but it's important that you like have a perspective on your own mental health. What's my mental health like? That's maybe a very good question to ask yourself. Like, am I fulfilled? Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? Is that the same? I don't think it's the same. But you know, happy can be more something temporarily, and it comes and goes, and fulfillment it kind of stays. You know. So it's these two concepts: depression, anxiety, happiness, fulfillment, thoughts, positive thinking, negative thinking, upward thinking, forward thinking, like thinking to the future, thinking to the past, thinking only about the present. There's a balance in the three of them. Like if you focus too much on the future and you neglect the present and the past, you're not gonna be happy. If you're fully in the past, you're not gonna be happy. If you're only thinking about now, you're not gonna be happy. You might be temporarily happy, and you know, it can come with days and it go, but for real happiness in life, a general feeling of happiness, well-being, fulfillment, you'll have to find your balance in the three of them. You have to ask yourself, how depressed do I feel some days? Like, I hope it's not a lot. Like, the chances are big that you've probably experienced, if you're the average person, you're probably quite depressed overall. Like the average person has quite high anxiety and depression, and there's a lot of things you can do better with. Like, there's definitely like, there are so many ways to have better mental health. It's not that difficult. It's simple things, but you need to get your mind to do it. Your mind start liking it. So yeah, that will be it for today, guys. I hope I was able to give you a better perspective on this mental health topic. What's it like? Definitely ask yourself these questions, because you will get some real interesting answers. Thank you.